Welcome dear students. In this video lecture we are going to solve the beginner level problems in the topic sections of solids. After completing the chapter projections of solids, now we are learning about how to section the solids and draw their true shape and other sectioned views. In that already we discussed about four different cases on which the solids can be cut by a flat cutting plane. The first case cutting plane perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP, and the second case perpendicular to HP parallel to VP, and the third case cutting plane inclined to HP and perpendicular to VP, and finally the cutting plane inclined to VP and perpendicular to HP. So these are all the various cases we discussed. In that, the first case we are going to discuss along with the problem now. Here, let's go and solve the problem. So this is what the problem. A square prism of base side 30 mm and axis height 70 mm is resting on HP by one of its ends with a rectangular face parallel to VP. A sectional plane which is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP cuts the solid and meeting the axis at a point 30 mm from the base. Draw the projections of the cut solid. So this is what the problem. Actually, this problem is comprises of a projections of solids problem and a sectioning problem. As we discussed in the previous class, first we needed to draw the solid, then we can section the solid. After that, we needed to draw the front and the top views of the solid. So these are all the duties here. For that, first we need to draw the solid. Just read the problem. A square prism of base side 30 mm and axis height 70 mm resting on HP by one of its ends with a rectangular face parallel to VP. Up to this, the data is required for drawing the solid. Thereafter, the data available is a sectional plane which is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP cuts the solid. This data from this point and that point, the data is giving us the information about the nature of the cutting plane. So the cutting plane here is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP, and the rest of the data gives where exactly the cutting plane cut the solid. The cutting plane cuts the solid and meeting the axis at a point 30 mm from the base. So we needed to use these data in proper sequence. First, we have to draw the solid. So here the object is a square prism. Its dimensions are given, that is the base side and axis height. So by using these data, we have to draw the simple front view and the top view of the solid. So that square prism is going to rest on HP, by which it is resting, by one of its ends the solid is resting. What is the meaning for the term end? Here end, the term end meaning the base of the solid. So the solid as a prism, it's having two ends, bottom end and top end. In some books, the terms base and face are not mentioned. In some books, they are mentioning the top end and bottom end. So one of the end in that we are considering the resting end as our base. And the solid is resting on HP by its base. Meantime, how it is resting? With a rectangular face parallel to VP, with a rectangular face parallel to VP. Where you can find the rectangular face in a square prism? The lateral faces. The lateral faces of all kind of prisms are in the shape of rectangle. So in this square prism also, the side face, one of the side face, out of the four side faces, one of the side faces parallel to VP in the current problem. So we need to maintain one base edge of the solid should be parallel to VP. Then automatically the particular containing rectangular face will become parallel to the VP. So in this way we have to draw and complete the solid. After that, with the given cutting plane, we can cut the solid. Let's go and solve the problem. As usual, we can start our work with by drawing the XY line. Yes. So here can clearly decide that the base view of the solid, that is the square base of the solid, can be obtained only in the top view because the solid is resting on HP by its base. So definitely the square base of the solid can be seen only by viewing it from the top. From the top only we can see the base of the solid. So you have to start the answer from the top view by drawing the square base of the solid. The meantime, you need to maintain one base edge should be parallel to the VP in order to maintain the parallel in order to maintain the one rectangular face of the solid to be parallel with VP in future. And one more point I want to insist here. In the case of the sections of solids problems, we always draw with 2H pencil from up to the sectioning of the solid. We just started the problem. First, we are drawing the base view and then lateral view. So, all these duties should be carried out with the help of the 2H pencil with a mild manner because after sectioning the solid with the given cutting plane only, we can know what are all the removed portions, what are all the retained portions. So up to that, we have to draw with 2H pencil. Then only after sectioning the solid, we can highlight the retained portion with the HB pencil because we should not rub off the removed portion. We need to maintain the removed portion in the paper itself without rubbing it off. But how to differentiate the removed portion and retained portion? By means of the pencil darkness. So first we have to complete the drawing with the 2H pencil. After sectioning the solid, whenever we come to know that this is the retained portion and that is the removed portion, then highlight the retained portion with the dark pencil, that is our HB pencil. In this computer application I drawn automatically this will become more dark, but in the rest of the states we can complete with the 2H pencil. And after drawing this, as usual we have to name the corners. This square prism is having 8 corners, bottom base corners 4 and top face corners 4. And then let me to identify the just identified the axis of the solid. And the meantime I have to project each and every corner towards the front view in order to draw the lateral portion of the solid in the front view area, including the axis. Now the axis height of the solid given in the problem is 70 mm. So up to that height I need to complete the lateral portion. And use different line format for highlighting the axis. In this computer application I am using different colors, but in the paper you are going to use single color. but you have to use different line format for the axis line. Dashed dotted line only we are going to use for highlighting the axis, and then we have to name the corners here also. This is A dash and D dash, B dash, C dash. Similarly, 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash. Yes, I just completed the projection of the given solid. Hereafter, I have to cut the solid with the given cutting plane. The cutting plane given in this problem is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. The cutting plane nature is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. So this cutting plane will look like a line in front view only. That is, the trace of the cutting plane is only we can draw in our paper. Whenever the cutting plane is present against the horizontal plane and vertical plane, in any one plane only we can see the trace of the cutting plane in our cases. So when you consider these four cases, in this case the trace of the cutting plane as a line can be seen in the front view, and then in this second case the trace of the cutting plane as a line can be seen in the top view. However, in the fourth case and third case and fourth case we can see the trace of the cutting plane in both front and top views, but it's not in the right position. Here we can see the trace of the cutting plane in front view, and in the second case in the top view, and in the third case in front view, and in the fourth case in the top view only we are going to show the cutting plane as a line. In this problem also we are dealing with the cutting plane of type 1, that is cutting plane perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. This cutting plane can be shown as a line in front view. So we are going to draw the cutting plane as a simple a line in this front view area, but where exactly we need to draw that line? This is also given in the problem that the cutting plane is meeting the axis at a point 30 mm from the base. 30 mm from the base. So from the base at the height of 30 mm our cutting plane is going to pass. First estimate this at the height of 30 mm. Our cutting plane is going to pass the solid axis. So the location of the cutting plane is mostly given with respect to the solid axis. Instead of giving the position of the cutting plane with respect to the base edge or any of the lateral edge, the cutting plane mostly given along with the axis location. Okay, here I am going to draw the cutting plane as a straight line which is parallel to xy, because the cutting plane is parallel to HP. The cutting plane is parallel to HP. So in the front view the cutting plane should be parallel to xy. That cutting plane is going to meet the solid axis at the point 30 mm above the base. Now I am going to draw the cutting plane, and the cutting plane is also having a unique line format. We cannot use the narrow line format for mentioning the cutting plane. The cutting plane should be mentioned with this line format, that is a dashed and dotted and long dash. So this line format we can use to mention the cutting plane, and the cutting plane should be drawn with HB pencil. In this way you can draw the cutting plane. Now we can decide that the solid is now separated into two parts. We just cut the solid, it's now in two parts. The part just above this cutting plane, that is the part lies between the observer and the cutting plane. This part is considered to be the removed part. Why this should be considered as the removed part? The explanation is given in the previous video lecture. If you're having any clarification, you can go back and see this. And the portion apart from this removed parts can be considered as the retained portion. This portion is considered to be the retained part. Now we need to highlight the retained part. We should not rub off the removed part. So by darkening the retained part, we can express the part which is more dark is a retained part. Let me to rub off the unnecessary things. Yes, the human sketch also. Now I am going to highlight the retained part. Now here you can see one thing. Whenever a solid is cut by a cutting plane, the solid will become shorter. For example, if you cut this solid in this way, definitely the height of the solid is get reduced. The retained solid is having very minimum height only, and all longer edges are getting affected. The solid, whenever a solid cut by a section plane, number of edges will be it affected. Maybe it's based upon the nature of the cutting plane. Sometimes the side edges only get affected by the cutting plane. Sometimes if the cutting plane is more inclined, definitely the face and the base edges are also get affected. So it's based upon the how the cutting plane is cutting the solid. But definitely if a solid is cut by a section plane, some edges will be get affected, and that edges get reduced their length. In this solid also we are having a b c d and 1 2 3 4 as edges. After sectioning the solid, definitely the top corners are just removed along with the removed portion. Now 1a is simply a and a nameless corner. The same way b c d also they are having only one terminal named with them. We should not say this is again 1a. This is wrong, because one is goes along with the removed portion. So this new terminal of the long range 1a has to be named with some other different alphabet. In our class we can follow that this may be mentioned with the alphabet p, any alphabet or numeral, but you should not repeat the names already given in the face corners. This is not a universal standard. The only thing is we can follow some other name for mentioning the newly exposed corners. The same way here, I am going to follow point P, Q, R, S for that. So before naming the corners in the newly exposed edges, we needed to identify where the new names are required. First, to find out them, you can start to travel with the cutting plane from one extreme. Let me to do that. Just I am going to travel along with this cutting plane. Whenever an intersection is happened, then there is an indication of a edge edge cutting. So here just to travel, one intersection is happened. In this intersection, first you need to examine how many edges are passing over. Here 1 dash, a dash, 4 dash and d dash are passing over this intersection. So I need to give two new terminals here, that is I am giving P dash and Q dash. For the P dash and Q dash, you can give bracket to anyone, this is your choice, and then start to travel. I am traveling along with the cutting plane. Whenever there is an intersection, there will be a new terminal will be there, and one intersection is there, but this intersection is with a axis line. So there is no more possibility for giving a new terminal, because axis line is an imaginary line. So the cutting plane is not going to cut the axis, this is can be cut only the edges, and then continue your travel. And again one intersection is there. In this intersection, just examine how many edges are passing over. See, 2 dash, B dash, 3 dash, C dash. Totally 2 edges are passing over in this intersection. So I am going to give R dash and S dash. Any one alphabet can be put inside the bracket. In this way, we have to give the name. And then after mentioning the names for each and every cut points, you need to project them towards your base view also and mark them. Now let me to project the points P dash and Q dash. The projector is already available. This projector is holding the points P and Q, and that projector is holding the points R and S. Now, this projector has to drop one cut point here and another cut point there. Where P can drop, where Q can drop, first we have to decide. See here, based on the bracket, we need to decide that. See, this edge is 1A. This edge is 1A. Here, 1 dash A dash is there. 1 dash A dash is there. And Q dash P dash is there. 1 dash and A dash are inside the bracket. So, out of P dash and Q dash is only having bracket around this. So, this Q dash is uh, for 1 dash A dash only, and the remaining P dash can be go for 4 dash or D dash. So in this way we have to award the cut points to the old edges. So here I can award Q for 1A. Before that, let me to rub off the unnecessary things. So here I am awarding Q. The meantime, the remaining point can be awarded here. That is our point P. You need not to rub off this 1 and 4. You need not to rub off. Just left them. And here out of R and S, we have two locations to drop. This location and that location. Point R and point S. Here 2 dash B dash is there. 3 dash C dash is there. Bracket is given for R dash. So 2 dash to B dash now become R dash B dash. So we can drop R here. And then C S dash there. Yes, there. In this way, we have to mark the cut points both in front and top views of the cut solid. And then after marking the cut points in the base view or in the another view, we have to join the cut points with the closed line, dark line with the HB pencil. Actually, in this problem, the view is already uh, connected with the dark lines by the computer application itself, but at the beginning it should be like that. And after marking the cut points in the all points, I need to connect the cut points with dark pencil, that is our HB pencil, then this will become dark. No, it's already dark. After connecting the cut points with a closed line, we can get a closed surface. This closed surface should be highlighted with the hatch lines. Hatch lines are nothing but the lines used to indicate a surface as a freshly exposed surface. You can see here, after cutting the solid in this way, after cutting the solid in this way, the freshly exposed face has to be highlighted with the hatch lines. It's a freshly exposed surface. This is actually our old top face. This is our old face. But by sectioning the solid with the cutting plane, now this is nothing but our new face. This is our new face, and that's our old face. It's our old face, it's our new face. So that new face should be highlighted by drawing the hatch lines inside the surface. For that, we can use 2H pencil. The conditions for hatching a closed surface is very important. The hatch lines should be drawn with straight lines, and they should be equally spaced. They should be equally spaced and with the 2H pencil. The hatch lines should not be parallel or perpendicular to the boundary. For example, this is the surface we needed to hatch. The hatch line should not be parallel to the boundary lines, or they should not be perpendicular to the boundary line. Approximately, we can maintain 45-degree inclination between the boundaries and the hatch lines and the hatch lines. And the meantime, the distance between each hatch line inside a surface should be equal. You should not draw hatch lines with the unequal surface. For example, in this way, you should not hatch. The distance between each hatch line should be uniform in a particular hatching area, and the distance between the hatch line should be uh, meaningful based on the size of the surface. For example, if this is what the area you have to be hatched, the distance should be meaningful when you compare with the surface area. If you want to hatch this, you can adjust the distance up somewhat bigger. If this is what the surface you need to hatch, you can increase the distance between the hatch lines. So the distance between the parallel lines is based on the overall size of the area to be hatched. So based on the size of the area, you can decide the distance between each hatch line. Once you decide the distance, that distance should be maintained uniform, and the hatch line should be approximately 45-degree inclined to the boundaries of the surface to be hatched. So keep this point whenever you are going to hatch a surface. Then here I am going to hatch this surface. Already I have told we have to use for 2H pencil for hatching the for drawing the hatch lines. Let me to draw the hatch lines. And this is also an error. The hatch line should touch the boundary lines. This should not be incomplete. You should not leave a hatch line without touching the boundary. The hatch line should not exceed from the surface also. This is also an error. This should not exceed from the come out from the surface to be hatched. This should be bound inside the closed surface, and this has to touch the boundary. That's over. Now I just completed the front view and sectional top view of the given question. So this view is as usual can be called as front view, and that view is not just a top view, is a sectional top view, since it is showing the sectioned surface of the solid after cutting the solid. This top view can be specially called as a sectional top view. So try this answer with your available tools in your paper. Thank you.